Yo, Pierre, you remember Claire?
Nah, tell me about her.
You know what I said about her?
What?
When I saw her, I thought to myself, what's all that moving back there? Hey, big hello to everyone watching this video, and welcome all to the 18th Fabulous Friday. Fabulous Friday is the great section of the week where we dedicate to pure happiness, joyfulness and wonderfulness to the day of today, which is Friday. I will try to cease with the skits. They are becoming dull and monotonous and very disapproving at times. We're going from no filter of yesterday, which was amazing. I really love the new concept, so hopefully y'all like it. I've seen that it already has 14 views, which is pretty much for a new video, so I appreciate and adore all the support and contribution that you already have left to that video. Just want to say I thank you all for your support. We're almost on 1,800 subscribers, and let's see how we are all doing. I've had a very ambivalent week. There have been some ups and some downs. That's life, that's how life goes. If you just seek for help at the right times, aid yourself and use the utensils, if you use the right utensils for the right situation, when you have the time for it, just take a little intermezzo and help yourself. Okay, as you can see, I haven't used these lights in a very long time. I don't know why, but they just, you know, caught my eye today, and I was like, why not just turn them on? I really loved them when I received them from my uncle. Hey, props to you, man. Summer is almost starting, and maybe the best experience of my life, part 2, is coming up, because I am planning to go to England again. So I'm really looking forward to that, if that's happening, of course. We already have plans, but it has to happen first, you know? And I don't know how it will go, and I don't know if I'll be able to record and all of that, but we'll get that all settled out. Right now, I'm in a bit of a, you know, mental episode. So sometimes I act weird, like on No Filter, I was completely wary, and I was just wearing a whole draught on me. I don't know why, but I just gave off that vibe. And I just realized, I just came to realization that I haven't even asked how you are doing. What's your status? How are you doing? Are all operations functional in your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex? Is your body doing well? Your spine, physically, mentally, spiritually, anything, okay? Is your soul okay? You have to think about all of that. And nothing can be perfect. If something is perfect, it's boring. If someone is perfect, they're tedious. I've said what I said. I will not back down, and I will not contradict or either change my conviction of that. My belief, my credo is that I want to tell you one of the reasons why I almost never change. Let me explain to you. You cannot change the character of a person. Don't do it. Be who you project and who you want to be, and don't be who you want to be because of someone else. Be who you want to be because that is where you feel trusted with. Who you want to be can never come from someone else, because then you're trying to be someone else. Don't do that. You can take something from someone else and make it one of your traits or one of your approaches. For example, I got my communication skills improved from a dude named Vin, but I don't see that as something that comes from me. That doesn't shape who I am. That is just a component of my full personality, of my character. No, it's not from your personality. Your personality is not your character. Okay? You cannot change someone's character, but you can change someone's personality. You can change someone's mentality. You cannot change someone's physicality unless you hurt them. That's different. And if you do, have you lost your mind? Because you need to go and fetch it. But what I'm trying to say is, you can change someone's personality. You can do that. You cannot change someone's character. Character is like someone who is by nature very nice, or very calm, or someone who doesn't talk much. Or those are things that belong to your character. Or things that belong to your personality is how fast you get mad. How tolerable you are to some things. How you treat some things. That's between personality and character, but there's a clear difference. Okay? There's a clear line. And if you know that line, then Bob's your uncle. Then that's bish bash bosh. Then you're set. Okay? Because people always try to change someone, but they don't know what they are trying to change. Oh, you need to change. You need to change your ways. Do you know how much times people have told me to change? How much times do you think I've changed? I have not changed much. People still, and I know I'm going to keep mentioning it, but this is something that happens on an everyday basis. People tell me that I'm weird, that I do things in a wrong way, that I do things that like they're not supposed to be. I eat a sandwich sideways. Okay, I don't like chocolate. Okay, I don't eat cake unless it's for the camera. My birthday isn't really celebrated. I sometimes treat it like an ordinary day. I don't drink cola. There are so much things that are just part of my character. You cannot change that. That is a part of your character. What you like, what you don't like. But when the personality is involved to your likings, that means how much you can tolerate that. How much, because I dislike aubergine or eggplant, but I have a tolerance for it. That belongs to your personality. But your character says, yo, I don't like eggplant or aubergine. But personality says, but I can tolerate that. I can set myself to eat that. Same with courgette. Okay? So you can change someone's personality, which is linked to the mentality. But like the mentality is like an iceberg. You know what I'm saying? You have the character, you have the personality, and the combination of that is the top of the iceberg. Do you get what I'm saying? So that in combination shows how you act towards people. You have the base. The biggest base is the character, and the second base, the secondary component is your personality. And that is like I will try to interpret it in another way. The batteries are the character. You have the buttons. Doesn't matter if it's on a phone, if it's on a remote, if it's on a computer. Those are the buttons. And then you have the whole system. That's your mentality. And then of course you have the body of your system. Your body. Get it? So that's how you're shaped. Now if you intend to try to change, try to make someone differ, try to make someone feel like they are not who they're supposed to be, that's a big risk you're taking. If you say it the right way, if you do it the right way, and if you know your way with words, that's the way you should go. I've tried to learn this and I'm getting better at it, to know my way with words and what words I need to choose in certain situations. Forsooth, I make mistakes, like every single individual does. Okay? But it is better to change a personality trait than a character trait, because if you try to change someone's character, you'll have a very, 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 very hard time. Trust me. So, personality is how much you respect something, how much you tolerate something, but character is like how you act towards something and how you naturally, instinctively and intrinsically just approach something. Now that approach can be influenced, can be impacted by the personality. The personality can say, whoa, 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 slow down there, boy. I know you don't like that, but you're going to have to accept it for now. And that's also a motive of mental development, and that's where the change starts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the character, like I said, is the base, and the personality are the buttons. That is what you can improve. Sometimes some buttons don't work. Sometimes you need to fix some buttons. Sometimes you even need to change or replace the buttons. Okay? Like I've had to develop a tolerance for eating vegetables, some vegetables. Of course, some kids don't like vegetables, but your personality allows you to tolerate some things that you used to not tolerate because your character had a too much impact on your personality. And that just made you statically just solely, solemnly choose for that. Without your personality saying like, hold on, maybe it's not that bad. Well, your character says, I don't like that, and it will stay like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So, if you want to change a person, if you want to motivate a person, don't go in on their character. Go in on how they can approach things. Don't say, be like that. No. Say, tend to be like that. Try to move that way. Never say, be. Or never, at least, try to not use a direct imperative form. Okay? Because if you try to force or really use strong language to change a person, depending on what words you use, you can either make a bigger approach on the personality or the character. The character stays within the person. You cannot withdraw a character trait and then insert someone else. It's not like you can, like with phones right now, it's not like you can just remove the freaking battery from it. You cannot. You have to like unscrew it and whatever. It used to be so simple just to remove the freaking cover and change the batteries. It's not like that. Okay? Why am I saying this? It's because I see it a lot in my life, and people try to change someone's character, but you cannot. Okay? You can change the way people approach things, but not the way they naturally just approach things. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that is fond, that is profound, that is deep. Okay? What is a bit undeeper, what is a bit closer to the surface is the personality. And the surface are the actions. Is the mentality. Okay? And they have all the other factors that play a role. Okay? So why did I say this? I have no clue, but I wanted to make this Fabulous Friday say anything, you know? It is currently 9:45, so I have about 2 hours to edit this whole thing. So I will try to upload it as fast as possible. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the subscribe button, click the like button, and hopefully have a wonderful Friday, and of course wish you one. And a big bye. Thank you for listening. Fabulous Friday.